Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Warriors are definitely active at the trade deadline and want to sign more players, so they have a strong squad to be able to go to the Western Conference Finals. Strong rumors, Warriors pursuing Kuzma at trade deadline. The Warriors acquired Dennis Schroeder in a blockbuster trade on December 15, but the franchise is not done making moves. According to General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr., the team plans to be aggressive in trying to acquire a few more pieces ahead of the February 6 trade deadline. According to Clutch Point's Brett Siegel, Wizards forward Kuzma has emerged as a potential Warriors trade target. Believe it or not, Kuzma actually holds a strong market as a secondary player who has proven to be able to lead his team's offensive attack at times, Siegel wrote on December 13. The Warriors, Trail Blazers, Sacramento Kings, Indiana Pacers, and Detroit Pistons have all been linked to Kuzma recently, sources said. It is worth noting that the Milwaukee Bucks also expressed interest in Kuzma previously, yet it would be almost impossible for them to acquire him due to second apron restrictions. The Lakers, Heat, and Cleveland Cavaliers are three other teams that have been in the Kuzma market over the last year, according to Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype. The Warriors would likely not have to part with any significant assets to acquire Kuzma, who is owed $23.5 million in 2024-25 and roughly $40 million over the 2025-26 and 2026-27 seasons. The Warriors could theoretically just ship out Andrew Wiggins and a second-round pick to Washington in exchange for Kuzma. However, if they were to target star players like Jimmy Butler and Brandon Ingram, both of whom are said to be available, the Warriors could be forced to part with Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, and at least one of their three tradable first-round picks, on top of Wiggins or Kevin Looney to match salaries. ESPN's Bobby Marks explained on December 16 that the Rockets, another team linked with Butler, has an easier path to acquiring the superstar from Miami. Luxury tax teams such as the Warriors and Dallas Mavericks would need to trade a quarter of their roster to match salaries, Marks wrote. The Houston Rockets, on the other end, would make the most sense because they have the contracts, Dillon Brooks and salary fillers, first-round capital and are well below the apron. If the Warriors prioritize a trade for Kuzma over Butler, there could be a lot of benefits. For one, Kuzma, adept at playing off the ball, won't disrupt Golden State's movement-heavy offense and would presumably fit into the second unit as a scorer. On the other hand, a player like Butler, who thrives in ISO situations, would need the ball a lot more and force the Warriors to change some of their actions. Kuzma, a career 17.3 PPG scorer, played a critical role in the Lakers' 2020 championship run when he averaged 10.0 points, 3.1 rebounds, and January 2, 3 p.m. off the bench. While he played only 6 more playoff games in the 2020-21 season, Kuzma will bring a much-needed veteran presence to Golden State's second unit. Warriors GM Dunleavy Jr. made it clear on December 16 that the Warriors were in the market for a player who can contribute right away, a description that fits Kuzma. "We're in a time zone here of maximizing our window with Steph, Draymond, and Steve Kerr as our coach," Dunleavy said, via ESPN. "So as proven here on the first day we could basically make trades with certain players, we did that. For the most part one feel good about this team, particularly on the defensive end, and now we have a player that we think could create and generate more offense for us. I want to evaluate and see, but we'll always be looking at stuff." Warriors projected to land potential Stephen Curry protege in NBA draft. Golden State Warriors superstar Stephen Curry is at the point in his career when fans are wondering just how many years he has left in the NBA. After all, the 2024-25 campaign marks the 36-year-old point guard's 16th season in the association. He's still playing at a higher level than the majority of his peers. However, Curry's production has noticeably declined this year, raising questions about his future. Even though he recently told Bloomberg's Emily Chung that he doesn't plan to retire soon, the 10-time All-Star is clearly closer to the end of his career than the beginning. With Curry's contract and career, potentially, ending following the 2025-26 season, it's in general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr.'s best interest to start thinking about the future of Golden State's PG situation. Aside from Curry, the Warriors don't have any point guards on multi-year contracts, as both Dennis Schroeder and Gary Payton II will hit free agency at the end of the season. The 2025 NBA Draft is one avenue that can lead the Warriors to Curry's eventual replacement, or at least improve their PG depth. If that's the case, Bleacher Report's Jonathan Wasserman has Golden State drafting Arkansas's Boogie Fland with the 17th overall pick. It likely wouldn't take Warriors fans long to become a fan of Fland. Even though he likely won't perfectly replicate Curry's on-court presence, the 6'2" point guard's combination of speed, dribbling and shooting is reminiscent of the Golden State fan favorite. Fland handles, moves, and creates with convincing speed and decisiveness, Wasserman wrote. He's consistently getting to the spot he wants to. He's consistently making reads in ball screen, drive and kick, transition, and entry pass situations. After a solid high school career, Fland made waves when he committed to Kentucky as a 5-star recruit in October 2023. His team with the program ended before it started, though, when the teenage PG decommitted from the Wildcats to follow ex-Kentucky head coach John Calipari to Arkansas 6 months later. Although changing programs isn't always effective, playing under Calipari for the Razorbacks couldn't have worked out better for the 2025 NBA prospect. In 11 games this NCAA season, Calipari is averaging 15.5 points and 3.6 rebounds with an SEC-leading 5.7 assists per game. He's also been stretching the floor with his sharpshooting abilities, averaging 1.9 threes made with a 39.6% success rate. Fland isn't the tallest, 6'2", or heaviest player, 175 pounds, which could impact his ability to find success closer to the rim. Having said that, his shooting and passing more than makes up for that. Besides, adding weight is an area that he can work on with the Warriors coaching staff. It's worth noting that Curry was reportedly only 1 inch taller and 6 pounds heavier than Fland at the time of the 2005 NBA Draft. Even though both players' careers will likely end on entirely different notes, it goes to show that a prospect shouldn't be underestimated based on their frame alone. With that in mind, it's easy to see how Curry would be the perfect mentor for Fland. Even if they only play together for a season or two, that time could be enough to prepare the Arkansas playmaker for the NBA level, which would likely solve any concerns about the Warriors' PG situation for years to come. There's still plenty of time before Warriors fans know if they should start pre-ordering Fland jerseys, though. Although the 2025 NBA draft date has yet to be announced, it'll likely occur towards the end of June as it normally does. Dennis Schroeder makes honest Steph Curry statement after Warriors trade. On Tuesday, Dennis Schroeder met with the media for the first time as a member of the Golden State Warriors. The veteran point guard was acquired via trade with the Brooklyn Nets earlier this week. Via Dalton Johnson of NBC Sports Bay Area, Dennis Schroeder will wear number 71 with the Warriors. Number 17 isn't available because of Chris Mullin. Schroeder says 17 is very special to him because he was the 17th pick and it was his late father's favorite number, so reversing it was an easy decision to him. When Schroeder spoke to reporters, he was asked about two-time MVP Steph Curry, hat tip 95.7 the game. Schroeder, when you go on the NBA app and see Golden State plays, you get excited. He plays like a video game. He's just having fun, laughing, making the right reads every single time. He's one of the superstars I've got a lot of respect for. I'm really excited, I can't say it enough. To be here, to be a part of something special. Schroeder comes to Golden State with very productive average of 18.4 points, 3.0 rebounds, 6.6 assists, and 1.1 steals per contest, while shooting 45.2% from the field and 38.7% from the three-point range. The Warriors have had an up-and-down season. They are currently the 7th seed in the Western Conference, with a 14-11 record in 25 games. On Thursday evening, Schroeder will likely make his debut when the Warriors visit the Memphis Grizzlies.